Hey, beautiful big heads, it's your boy Zatchul, and welcome back to some more Alchemy Stars. In today's video, we're going over the new buffs that are coming on August, I'm about to say October, August 31st. There's 3 characters, one character already has their buffs, but there's 2 who haven't. So yeah, we're going to start out with Fleur, because he's the first one, and he's one of the longest ones because they're changing a lot about him. So if you're new to this, we just show what was old, then what's new, and then we just have a simpler version on the right side of just the changes in general. But if you want to, you can always just straight up read it, on screen. So here we go, because it's a lot. So starting out with his chain combo, it now will just ignore 40% of the target's defense if they are marked by his, active skill. And then his BT3 is being changed from the increased active skill damage by 40% to just the chain combo now completely ignores defense if the target is marked, which is really nice. BT6, which was increased the splash damage by 20%, is now being changed to active skill can be used again if the target is killed, so by the active skill itself, or if you enter Aurora time, which is another really good chance for Fleur. And by no means was Fleur bad, but these buffs are just really good for him. And one of the stupidest ones, the equipment skill. Damage boost is increased from 6% to 10%, but the double effect is now removed if the target doesn't have a max health value, i.e. Desolation Codex or any of their stages where a target just, has no maximum health value. The equipment skill will activate immediately, so in the past in Desolation Codex, it just wouldn't activate, so it didn't make him, really viable. And then it grants an additional 5% bonus if the target is marked by said active skill yet again. So yeah, it's really just allowing Fleur to do a lot more damage, specifically defense ignoring damage, which is really good. This man is about to be kicking wrenches in everybody's mouths, and I just love it, bro. This is nice. Moving forward, up next is Beryl. We have a equipment skill buff, which is defense ignoring damage is increased from 40% to 80%, and this is now affected by elemental counters. So if it's fire, it'll do less. If it's thunder, it'll do more. This damage is increased by 10% for each tile connected up to 20, so we'll max out at 200% more damage, damage increase, so that's really nice. And since the defense ignoring base is higher, the overall damage will be higher. And then the breakthrough 3 is being changed from increased active skill damage by 50% to just straight up changing the amount of crystals that are generated based upon the chain combo you do. So if you do have a BT3, then once you activate the equipment skill, the range of it will go depending on the chain combo. If it's a chain 1, it will be 1 surrounding cluster, chain 2 will be 2 surrounding clusters, and chain 3 will be 3 surrounding clusters. So it's going to get pretty big. So yeah, this is a nice little buff for her. Changes how her damage work, gives her more defense ignoring damage as well, which is quite interesting how both characters are really focusing on defense ignoring damage. In the past, we actually didn't have that many characters who just ignore defense, but now it seems like a lot more people are getting that effect. So it's quite interesting. And they could have had this buff come out right away, but instead they aimed it for August 31st, which is when the new Wrath will come out as well. So maybe her kit will also focus on some defense ignoring, strats. Maybe. No, actually sit here and think about it. But also maybe the content that's coming out will just require more defense ignoring characters. So that's probably why they're, aiming it towards that release with Wrath. Maybe. Don't know. Last but not least, we have Eve. Even though hers is already out, we're going to talk about with these other buffs, just so if you don't have Eve, you'll know now. First one, cooldown has been reduced by 1 in the active skill. That's amazing. That's great. Every time you see a character get a cooldown reduced, greatest thing ever, because free cooldown is always great. Next up, damage decreased from 50% to 40%, but increased the damage factor by 0.8% per hit. Now, this increase in damage per hit is less than it was before, but don't worry, because once we get to the later half of the kit, it actually does round up to being more damage. And then they also remove the stun that she got from this skill, the active skill, and it's now it will reduce the target's damage by 10% for 1 round. So that's really nice. And then this is the part where the damage actually becomes more. The active skill deals an additional hit for each tile and 1 surrounding cluster. In 1 surrounding cluster, you can have a max of 8 tiles. And it doesn't say it, but it's yellow tiles. I forgot to type yellow tiles. So you can have a maximum of it's 28 hits in total, which will turn out to be more than just, the regular 20% you would have got from the old skill. So it does turn out to be more damage. And then the chain combo, I'll just read it. So the chains have been changed. The middle one has gone from a cross to an X, and then the damage overall, instead of just being a straight out, line shot, it would now do 3 times damage to whatever enemy that is in the pathing in correspondence with the actual chain. So which is the last one, the 13 chain, deals 55% damage 3 times in a radial shape to the maximum range. So yeah, that is all the changes. So remember, Fleur and Beryl are coming on August 31st, but Eve's is already here. So yeah, she's similar to her brother now with the whole defense reduction in her kit instead of the stun. Honestly, I kind of did like the stun because there's not too many characters with stuns, but this solidifies her as a character who just does more damage and will being a true detonator overall. So it is nicer for what she is instead of having the stun, which you would then use her as somewhat of a support sometimes, because there was a stage in the Abyss that you would just use her as a support to stun the enemy, and just to kill him. But I digress. These are actually really good buffs overall for everybody. So yeah, we might do one more video today. As you can see, this is more like going to be the second one. We might do one more to talk about the equipment refinements. That's why I don't know if I'm going to have my tabs up, but there's another tab for all current equipment refinements. I always update that so I can, always have all equipment refinements up and ready so I can pull them up and look at them. So yeah, anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good ish. I will see you guys in the next one. Love you guys, and bye bye.